Test 1, 2, test. Okay, guys, we're about to start. So if you're a showman or you're somebody that's going to fill in for showman, we need some backup sticks in case one of y'all has to jump on a pig real quick. Riley, Avery, y'all be ready in that situation. If there's a pig that's not coming up here, the family's not here or whatever, and Trey's going to be shining them up real quick. We're going to slap them on the belly and send them to the ring. Y'all got to grab a stick and jump in the ring and fill that kid's spot. Got it? Y'all over there? And anybody else that's a good stick, we're going to do that. So y'all get ready. Number 1s through 10, y'all be ready. And we'll be announcing, me, Keelan, and Shane are going to be screaming at y'all to come because the microphones are going to be hot for the live video, so we can't use the microphone. So we're gonna be screaming, so y'all be ready. We're not mad at you if we're screaming at you. We just gotta have y'all hear us. I want them to hold the pig there and come in straight line. We ready?
When you want me to let them in? I'll nod. 1 2 1 2. Mic test.
Mic test 1 2. Testing the mic 1 2.
Everybody on the inside. Mic test 1 2 1 2.
Lot 1, our Supreme Champion purebred out of the Berkshire Division. This would be an above all rogue bred by Braylon Crooks at C5 Show Pigs.
This one's mother I saw actually last year as a baby pig and throughout stages of her life. One that was super stout, and then obviously those traits carried on into this one. This Gilt hit the ring early this morning, and I knew that it would be very difficult to turn this one the rest of the day, and obviously I was right. And I had a few people text me, maybe had some crossbreds in top 5, asking me if they thought they had a shot, and I said, honestly, I think the Berkshire's going to be hard to turn. We haven't picked a champion yet, but I know if I'm judging, that one finds the top hole every time. Things got hair dripping off of her. She's big-legged, got a big usable hind leg, tall-shouldered, extended. Obviously, there's not any kind of issue with getting some rib and belly and shape in that one's midsection. To me, that one has the barrel maker all over her, but you can take that one home. She's going to make a Gilt, a high-dollar boar. I think this young lady has got something really special here. I know Miles and Scott really teed off onto this one, and I was pretty pumped to get to sit here and talk her tonight.
Yeah, no doubt there, Cole. This one, talking more on the pedigree side, that rogue mother came from Tanner Winter last year, and she herself is a litter mate to Outlaw there at Premium Blend as well. So you got above all on Outlaw sister there. Again, a truly special one to start the sale offering off here in Lot 1, the champion purebred Supreme overall.
As this next one comes in, I'll just, before he reads the pedigree, if you guys want to tune in on this, it's on the San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo YouTube platform. If you want to see it, it's going to be posted there later.
Lot 2 is the Reserve Supreme Champion, the champion crossbred out of the Dark Cross division. This one here is shown by Riley Hoffman. This one's a trippy, money's on bred by Heimer Hampshires. Again, Heimer needs no introduction into this industry, an elite firm there out of Missouri. This Gilt here is one incredible specimen. I know Miles and Scott talking there in the drive, they thought this one mirrored that champion there, and just in terms of type and kind, build and silhouette from the side.
And I know the look ahead of this one's blade is second to none. And they kind of, I think, maybe were a little more critical on her rear leg than I think they should have been separating them. But that thing right there can get out and motor. She's got a big ditch down her back and kind of some hard back shape. And that one is got a bright future. I think that one's going to be an incredible sow. She's a littermate to a boar at upper hand. Not 100% sure what boar, but I do know she has one there.
Lot 3, the reserve crossbred out of the Champion Light Cross division. This one here is third overall, shown by Ailey Sims. It's a New World Order Dare to Compare, bred by McGrew Show Pigs.
So I talked to Jonas about this one yesterday. He had texted me and asked me what the feel was for. I told him I didn't know 100%, but I probably would a little bit closer to sale time. And I do now. This thing is extremely good. And honestly, guys, she's got life left in her. If you want to grab one that can go play hard and possibly win the light division at Expo, I think this is one you grab onto. Don't know that she's probably one you want to breed this spring, but I think that one right there has a bright future and a lot of miles left in her. Impeccable hind leg. I think this one's had a really good jackpot career as well. Looked really good at every stage of her life.
Lot 4, the reserve purebred, fourth overall, again reserve Berkshire. This one's shown by John Jones, an outlaw top it off, bred by Garrett Hinkey at H Squared Genetics.
And I know this is another one of your students. You guys need to stay home next year so somebody else can win. I know Garrett Hinkey down there, that'd be Cassidy Hayes' brother-in-law, and this is the smarter one of the pair. He had texted and said, we had the Supreme Champion in the junior show yesterday from HF. He said this was bred almost identical to that one as far as blood, like maybe mate sows or something. But this thing, another one that hit the ring, and I know it's going to be very close in the Berkshire deal. I was standing ringside watching it as a Berkshire enthusiast myself. I could really get on board with this one. This one does a lot of things correctly. Super stout, busted open, good in her chest floor, good in her knee, hard backed, very good pig there.
Lot 5, fifth overall, third overall purebred out of the Yorkshire division. Paisley Oglesby with a Fax King of Queens, bred by Paisley herself.
So this gilt actually comes from us. This one's mother was champion Yorkshire in 2023 in a junior show here. Very, very good baby pig. Mother was very good as well. One for this breed, incredible hip and hind leg, lots of swoop to her lower belly. One that's got a lot of rib cage. She's got some punch to the center portion of her. One that goes away and leaves you with a very good look coming at you. She does a lot of good things that the Yorkshire breed has struggles with.
Lot 6, Kinley Davis with a white cross. This one here would have been reserve champion lightweight out of the lightweight division there. And this one is a all-out backdrop bred by Trevor Shipley.
Trevor Shipley, another firm there in southwest Iowa that probably has a number of pigs that are maybe underrated as far as a breeder. I've seen this gilt a few times throughout the year, and she's looked great in all stages of her life as well. And this is one that, being predominantly white, in a day and age where we struggle to get solid white bears that have some chest floor, that have a good knee, we could take this one and breed her to a number of things, breed her some of these good solid white boars, being a minimal white on her, and go ahead and probably have some good bears that can go down the road and make some noise.
Next one in the ring is lot 7, shown by Reesley Wilson. This is the champion spot, a stopwatch Titan bred by the Wysoon brothers.
Another one from the Wysoon brothers. And guys, if you haven't, unless you've been living under a rock, you know exactly who the Wysoon brothers are. This thing I know he called her small but mighty, and as you see her out here, this thing is exactly everything they say. She's tall-fronted, she's good-looking, she's got a usable hind leg, she's got the angle in her shoulder, she's hard-backed. if you can take this one home and make show bearers that look like this, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to win a lot of shows.
Absolutely incredible from the side in terms of silhouette. Her proportions, her build is very, very unique for that breed, folks. If you're in the spotted business, you definitely need to look in and dig there. Wyson Brothers, no introduction to the spot breed. Next one is Lot 8, Addison Havens. This is a one-way heavy hitter from Kanoth.
So Kyle, he called me. This is actually his herdsman Calder's younger sister, and he had asked me if we'd get this one to San Angelo and take care of her. This is actually a litter mate to the Maybreeze Barra, who would have been Reserve Hampshire at Texas National, a very good Barra himself. And guys, Kyle, he's made a name for himself. I guess last year we had the 5th overall crossbred that we would have fed. That was from Kyle, and I think she was the second highest seller here. A gilt that you look at her, just hard to find a hole in her. She's big-legged, she's up-headed, she's tall-shouldered. The angle of her blade is extremely good. She's got a ditch down her back, one that can lay down and be maternal and make some gilts you can put back in the herd, or even some bears that can go sell for a lot of money and win some stuff down the road. Again, that was Lot 8 from Kyle Canal.
Lot 9, Kyle Williams with the champion Yorkshire. Reserve champion Yorkshire, excuse me, with a tap-out walks alone bred by Kulo Girls Show Pigs.
And that Kulo firm in Wisconsin they're no stranger to the purebred Yorkshire game. Darren does a really good job up there with those things. And I've seen this gilt. She was, I think she was reserve champion at Fort Worth. She was 5th overall at San Antonio. And just been a very good show gilt her entire career. Another one that does a lot of things that Yorkshires have trouble with. This one's got a great hind leg. She's tall-shouldered. She's got some muscle. She's got some look. She wants to, whether you want to make Yorkshire Barras, you want to make Yorkshire gilts. And guys, let me tell you something. I had 2 litters of Yorkshires this year. I could not have enough Yorkshire gilts to sell in Texas. Between the Elite and this thing right here, you cannot have enough purebred Yorkshire gilts that are quality down here. Sell them for what you want.
Lot 10, Bronwyn Underwood. Repeat trumpet from Mollet Genetics. John Mollet, definitely no introduction there. One of the true hogmen in the industry here, Cole. One that comes in the ring here, just killer from the side in terms of silhouette, drawing a picture-perfect line down her spine. Her undercarriage matches. She's square from her pin to her hock to the ground. Up front, her super stout skull there, a bold blade and forearm. She sets and drives like an athlete out here. A very, very high-quality gilt that you got to think about trying to make one that looks like that and for a show bearer to hit the big ring. Stout skull, neat picture from the side, athletic like a horse in the Kentucky Derby. We're going to need to find some like that to make the next generation better.
And coming from John Mollet, he's a guy that focuses on making good big pigs, not good little pigs that turn into bad big pigs. So anytime you get something from Mollet, lay into it.
Lot 11, Josiah Hopkins. No More Tears, Purple Dream from Rising Star Genetics.
Gilt that hit the ring was a small one. I think she wins Class 1 today. I thought this gilt was impeccable in her build, her look, her hip and hind leg. One that, again, in today's age, and our market's driven off of show barras, and this one has barra proportions. She's tall-shouldered, she's extended. When this gilt comes directly at you, she's square in her chest floor, square in her knee, which is a problem that the red ones have quite often. We can fix a lot of those things with this one. I know that she's not huge, but this is a good red one. You get her home 3 weeks, she's going to be big enough to breed. You can come back here next year, sell one for a lot of money out of her.
Lot 12, Alexander Felt with a Poland, Zesty, Fall Guy, bred by Danner. I'm going to let Cole talk to Polands for sure.
As a Poland enthusiast myself, this gilt hit the ring, and I told the guy that had won the first class, I said, you're going to have to get reserve. I said, this gilt hits you like a ton of bricks. The center body, the dimension, the rib, the heart that this one has to offer you. You get over the top of her. She's got some shape. She's got a big blade in her. She comes at you. She's opened up in her chest floor. This thing does a lot of good things. And thing about her, she's dark-hided. She's got some hair. She's got a good angle to her blade. She's got a good hind leg. This young man did an impeccable job driving this gilt. Guys, if you want to make Poland show barras, there's a lot of options for this one. And this Zesty board is as good as they come.
Lot 13, Scotland Wit with the light cross division. I believe this one won the middle weights. NFUS White Noise, bred by Mike Fisher. I believe NFUS is a new creation son there from Brockman's. Again, Mike Fisher, a guy that certainly needs no introduction here in the crossbred ring and been around a long time, had a lot of boars that have been very, very successful. This Gilt, I've seen her quite often on the jackpot side of things. One that, again, is just neat and gives you an attractive look off of the side. That silhouette that she gives you, just a Gilt that runs uphill, is feminine about her head and neck, but she's still a deep-sided Gilt that flexes and reaches. She was so true off of both ends of her skeleton. I remember Miles talking this one in the drive, just how unique she is for that blue color to drive and be so square and attractive off the side. Plenty of power in that one.
Fisher's another one of those guys that focuses on making good big pigs too, so you need to latch on to something like that.
Lot 14, Dylan Moorhead, It's Time Hero, bred by Shane Roach. I believe It's Time is the boy there at Tanner Winters in Oklahoma. And again, Hero's been around. How many times do we see Hero on the bottom side of the pedigree making very, very good females? I look at this one, Cole. I see this one is just really, really gnarly in terms of stoutness of skull. Bold there at her forearm and blade, big wide hip. I mean, just one that's busted open at the seams in terms of just genuine power. She's still round in her cage, flexes and drives with plenty of athleticism out here. A very, very stout creature here to be offered here, coming from Shane Roach's crew.
This one would have also been the champion lightweight division dark cross.
Next one in is Riker Wilson with the champion Chester, a blue collar making waves. Once again, we see the Wysoon brothers hitting at the top.
Wysoons, whether it's solid white Gilt, solid white Showbarras, Chesters, or it's spots, they all have they've got a good set in them. This one is another one, being there local to me, I've seen this thing at several jackpots, thought this thing was incredible in her build. When this one comes out at you, she's square in her knees, she's good in her chest, and that's the view that you need. That's the view that gets you pulled 9 times out of 10. If this one goes across the ring with some ease, the top side of her crest is extremely clean there. That's another place that the Chesters struggle. This one has no problem fixing that.
Combining Todd Byers lines with West Texas genetics. Lot 16, champion land race here, Kaysen Turley, Can't See Me Lombardi, bred by Wintex.
Wintex Farms, another one. I guess I'm kind of the minor breed enthusiast. We like them quite a bit. This thing is stout. Her forearm, her front toes are super square. She goes away with you with some width. One that's got some look and some rib shape. Man, you get over the top of this one, and she just got a ditch down her back. And that's something that is harder to do in this landrace breed, is make them where they got a lot of muscle and they can still move. That one was no problem. I love the lightweight landrace that ended up reserved until this one come out. I still love that one. I just love this one a little more as far as the way she was built and the way she moves. That's an incredible female bred by Wintex. They're no stranger to the landrace, whether it be purebred Gilts or bears that win San Antonio. They've done it all.
No doubt. That one there, just to be that stout for that breed and keeping that hind leg in check like that is flat awesome. Lot 17, Hudson Music, champion Hampshire. This one in here is a Gruss 362, back on Cuss a Little, bred by Macy Scher.
I actually bought this pig for Hudson at Sam's back this summer. I said, Hudson, I got you a Hampshire Gilt. We're going to win San Angelo. It looks like I fulfilled my end of the promise. Sam actually had the reserve Hampshire Gilt here last year. This one resembles that one quite a bit. For a Hampshire, this thing has got a great hip and hind leg, super flexible. She's got some belly. She's got some rib. She's got some look. You can't look at a purebred Hampshire the way we look at these belted crossbreds, but that one right there, the way she moves across the ring for that breed, she does a lot of really good things.
Lot 18, Cooper Reed, White Cross, one-way wham, bred by Mares.
Hunter Marr is definitely no stranger to the crossbred game. He's got a very good sow base there that's produced some winners all across the country. And this one comes to us, and being in Texas, these solid white ones have some value to them in breeding as far as making some white barras. This one is very good looking, but she's still got a stout mug. And for a solid white one, she does some good things. She comes at us with some width there in her chest floor. She's good in her knee there. You look at this one as she goes across the ring. She reaches and flexes and takes a big step on her. We really like this Gilt when she come in class the other day. We're glad that Scott and Miles found her.
Probably got some life left in that one as well. Lot 19, Braden Blattner, Rizzler, heavy hitter, bred by BST Farms. I saw this one in class, man. I thought this one is just absolutely intriguing from the side. I love that one, silhouette. She's got a big bendy hind leg in her, a stout rear leg there. Just commanded your attention from how smooth and tidy she is in her cheek, her throat latch, and then how that head and neck tie high into the apex of her shoulder. She comes at you wide and square. She leaves you in the same fashion. I absolutely love this gilt in the drive. I thought one of my favorite gilts that we saw. Again, another one that maybe has some life left.
Lots of life left in that one.
Lot 20, Caney Boyett with the Hereford, a shot caller guardrail bred by the Bottlebergs.
So I can tell you this is a venture, and this Hereford deal is about to get wild in Texas. These things are looking really good. The Bottleberg family, they actually raised a champion reserve gilts at San Antonio. Those were also the champion reserve gilts at the junior show. This is the 40-litter gilt from them. Litter mate to this one was actually the champion Hereford Market Hog at the Dixie National. The mother to this one would have been reserve grand at San Antonio, or fourth overall at San Antonio the year before last, the very first year they had them. And the Bottleberg family, they don't offer gilts very often. They dang sure don't offer gilts of this quality. I don't know if you know, you probably don't know what a good Hereford looks like. I'm fortunate to spend a lot of time in the Midwest at the national shows. That's a very good Hereford female.
Lot 21, Alexander Felt, reserve champion Duroc, all the way, Wintex 312 from Shippert.
So I talked to Shippert, and he had told me not a fancy pedigree on this one, but man, what a good gilt. Shippert had a heck of a run this last year. This would be a litter mate to the champion at Midland County. Shippert also raised the Reserve Supreme in the junior show over there yesterday. This gilt come out earlier in class, and the way we see her. Another one that's busted open. She's good in her knee. She's clean in her crest, but still stout mug. She's stout and flexible. Young man's brought us two here already. They got a piece of a breed. I think he brings us another good one here. I think this one, it can do a lot of good things.
Love the hind leg on that one for a red one.
A litter mate to that one I have at home is extremely hairy, so that's a plus.
Lot 22, Scotland Wit, reserve champion spot, Big Daddy Amplified, bred by Scotland and her daddy Chase Witt.
We love to see these homegrown ones come in here, guys. I saw this one in the back. We're pinned right there by the scales. I saw him weigh this one a few times, and I asked Chase what she was, and he said, it's just one we raised, and we thought we brought her here because my daughter liked her. But you get this one out there, another one. The spot breed is something that's has been very tough. I know you go to some of these shows, and there's either absolutely incredible ones or they're bad. These right here are incredible, and it takes gilts like this to make real good ones. She's got some belly, she's got some body. In a time where it's hard to get some of these pigs to eat, that one looks like she's going to go home and hammer on the feeder, make you some good show bearers.
Lot 23, Tristan Trout, White Cross, Snowman, Albino Rhino from Tanner Winter.
Tanner Winter and Sam up there, they've done a really good job making these solid white ones. They're no stranger to that game. They got a slew of boars up there. And again, being in Texas and Oklahoma and the southwest U.S., where we do everything by classification, this gilt goes, she lays down, you breed her right, which being this and having several shots of white in this pedigree, because I know that's the way the Winters family rolls. This one right here, she comes at you, she's good in her knee. Her forearm's huge, she's up on her toes. She's got some height to her shoulder. She's super flexible and bendy out of her hip and hind leg. And that one right there, there's just got some hair and hair to spare.
White show bears like that are highly valuable down here in this part of the world. Lot 24, Kylie Huseman, Rizzler, Next Intentions, bred by IDK Genetics.
IDK Genetics, another one of those. This has been reserve heavy division crossbred gilt. IDK and the Huseman family have been bringing things down here for years and just making a run at them. And I guess what gets me on this one is you look at her from her blade forward. That thing is so good in her head and neck set. She's so tall, but that the angle to her blade is really good. She's stout skulled. Man, another one. If you make show bearers that look like that, you're going to get in the winner's circle. You're going to make some money. People are going to remember you for a long time. That's a very good gilt there. I would really enjoy laying into that one, but I bet I don't have the money.
Lot 25, Hadley Reed, Reserve Chester, blue collar, making waves, bred by the Weissoon brothers. So I believe this would be a litter mate to the champion.
That's That's what I was going to say. This is a litter mate to the champion, and a pair of them. They were in, I think, different classes. I think they were just a few pounds separating them, but they were in 2 different classes. But this one come out there, and I think one that you look at her and has the barrel proportions, unlike the one that come out was real feminine and real beautiful. This one's a little stouter. She's a little more rugged in her design. She's a little stouter about her mug. She's big bodied, big rib, got muscle to spare. That's a really good gilt, guys.
Power in the blood there when 2 of them hit the ring. Lot 26, Jamison Daniel, Reserve Poland. Sorry, not sorry on a 983. Again, homebred there at the Daniel families.
Another homebred one of them guys. We really like these homebred ones there, and this is the one I told you earlier when the guy looked at me when the second class came in and asked me, "You think we have a chance?" And I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I loved your Gilt, but I love this one even more." This one right here comes at you. Sorry, not sorry. The boar up there at Winner's Circle, raised by Jacob Edmond. Neither one of those firms are a stranger to this breed. Neither one of these are a stranger to this breed. Another one in the Poland breed. Super dark, super hairy, marked very correctly. One that you can go make some show barrows. You can go make some show gilts. You got a multitude of things to do with this one. Really good show gilt. Guys, this one will be on sale tomorrow, or for sale tomorrow, but I bet she's not on sale.
Lot 27, Preston Morse, White Cross, Beatbox Wham, bred by 4M Show Pigs, Mikey Dubois. This would have been the Reserve Heavy Division Light Cross.
And talk about another one that comes to us with just hair dripping off them. Isn't that what them youngsters say?
So much hair that Miles said, let's go ahead and clip her because it looks too gnarly.
I did hear him say that. But one that honestly, even without a clip job, brings a lot of good things to her. She's tall, shouldered. She's extremely good looking. Her head and neck shape, her head and her skull shape's good. But you get in behind this one. Her hip and hind leg is incredible. This thing, you can do a lot of things. If you make white bears that have that size legs, you make them that have that kind of bone, that are that tall shoulder, you're going to get in a winner's circle.
Lot 28, Hattie Butler, Say Nothing, Gangster, once again, Mike Fisher.
Fisher brings us another one, and guys, if you don't know who Mike Fisher is, and he's not one of these guys that sits around on Facebook and beats his chest, and he's had plenty of winners over the years, and I'm telling you, you're fixed to start seeing a lot of them from him. I'm fortunate enough to be able to talk to Mike on the phone once or twice a week, and the guy's smart, the guy's getting back in it, he's got some new fire under him. I would probably get in on some of these Fisher hogs because they're going to start kicking all of our butts if we don't.
I believe I saw that Say Nothing last year on the jackpot scene, and again, stout skull. This one's got a big fat rear leg that flexes, bends, and reach like an athlete out here. Another one that's going to be a unique situation there with Say Nothing. Dig into that blood right there. Lot 29, Ailey Sims. I believe this is the Reserve Champion Land Race. Wildcat, timing's right. Once again, no surprise, McGrew Show Pigs.
Again, Wildcat, man, that thing's been on absolute tear. It raises the champion gilt at Fort Worth, the champion gilt at San Antonio. I saw this pig as a baby at McGrew's and had her sent down for this family. Probably the best baby land race I'd ever seen. I think if you can make them that look like she did at 40 pounds, you're going to make a lot of money. This gilt's extension, her looseness of skeleton, her structure, the way she's laid, the way her blade's laid in her, she comes at you with a square knee, square chest floor. That's something that's not real common in this breed. This one does a lot of good things. She's hairy, she's white, she flexes, she's sound. That's a very good show pig. And I know purebred land races aren't just something you can sell on every corner down here, but I'm telling you, if they look like that, it don't matter if they're barrows, if they're gilts, they can show against the crosses, they can show against the pures. That's a good show pig.
Lot 30, the Reserve Champion Hampshire, shown by Sawyer Lambert, Bad Boy Vice from Chuck and Ben Olson. And again, this one here, the Bad Boy, I believe, is the Beatty boar that Chuck and Ben buy there from Kyle. This is one that we had the privilege to feed and show. This young lady showed this one's mother and won a bunch last year. For a purebred Hampshire to be this wide in her chest, that dense and deep in her center body, but still have a hind leg that flexes and reaches true from her pin to her hock to the ground is extremely unique. That's a very, very stout purebred Hampshire.
With natural muscle. I mean, that thing come in and she was stout.
Sal feeds from the day I picked her up. Lot 31, Ian Barron, Reserve Hereford, 20 Gorilla Outlaw, back on a 20 Gorilla Outlaw from Hampshire.
This is another one that we picked up when I went to Sam Shears, and I saw this one actually on the nursery deck and told Sam, hey, I need that one. Got a kid that wants to win a banner at San Angelo. We want to get a piece of the inaugural Hereford deal. That's another one. Sam actually got rid of his sows in this thing. I told him today, I said, hey, you want back in the Hereford business? He said, yes, I think I might be in on this one. Another Hereford Gilt, I think she was 4th or 5th at San Antonio. Very deep, actually, Hereford class at San Antonio this year. This one is one we've been feeding since day one. Really like this Gilt. Big-legged, sound, can move, got some body shape, got some rib shape. Guys, another one. Good Hereford female. I know we don't see a lot of them down here, but that is a very good Hereford female.
Lot 32, Tyler Jackson with the Duroc, Laying Bricks Piranha, bred by Cannon Barker from Flat Rock Genetics.
And I'm telling you, this young man lives in my county. I've seen this Gilt a couple times. Don't know that I've ever seen a hairier Duroc. This thing has got hair falling off of it. She's almost got a beard. I actually told the guy earlier, why don't you clip it? He said, because it looks cool. Stout mugged, good chested, as big of a forearm and square front toe and knee as you could get in a red one. I mean, this one right here, and you're not going to get in a ditch. She's not going to get you out of bounds. She's not wide. She's got enough muscle. She's just got enough of everything, except she's got a whole lot of hair and a whole lot of bone.
That one's different, definitely different for a red one. That one can make you swing for the fence in a hurry. Lot 33, Braxton Works, Urban Legend, Say It All from Mike Myers.
So I'm going to tell you, this Gilt was pinned across from me at Fort Worth. I tracked down the kid, asked him where he got it from. Immediately got on the phone with Michael, said, hey, man, this thing's good. She can win. I know Michael Myers is not a name that everybody's familiar with, but he's of Southwest Iowa. He had the reserve light cross here 2 years ago. Last year he wins a division at Denver. Put several barrows high, placing in a sale at Houston. Gilt right here. She look at you, so stout, so hairy. She's dense in her feature. She's big featured. She's got some hair. She's got some look. And one that, I guess Miles said the same thing. If you would just pick her up a little bit, just on her front shoulder and lay her blade in there, she probably wins the division. That was a deep division. She was 3rd in class. They went 3 in that division. That was the 3rd out for the middleweight division.
Lot 34, Kennedy Skelton, Almost Gone, cash money from RNK Genetics.
RNK Genetics, another one of those smaller firms, and we like getting them. We like getting those guys that have a few sows in here, because the guys that have a few sows kind of put their heart and soul into the ones they have. And you could tell by the way this one's a very highly presented Gilt. One that's tall-shouldered, another one. She's attractive from her blade forward. And guys, we're going to sound repetitive, but Miles and I and Mr. Lange here, we like the same kind of hogs. This thing's hip and hind leg is good. She reaches, she goes. She's not too wide, but she's wide enough where you can't say she's narrow. That's a very good pig as well.
Lots of life left in that one. Look who we have here again. Riley Hoffman, 3rd out Duroc, an all-the-way cover art from John Hinker. I want to talk about it. Just a true breeding hog kind of guy. John Hinker's been around a long time, made a lot of red hogs that are very, very high quality. For me, this one for a red one is just really, really attractive. She's got her sticking, but you truly study that hog and how that head and neck ties so high into the top of her shoulder. She's perfectly symmetrical in her lines. A big athletic rear leg to that one. Very, very high quality Duroc.
I tell you what, you get in a truck with that one's a breeder and that girl's dad, you're going to be there a long time.
What about this next one then? Lot 36, Hadley Reeves, a forward understatement from Winter Livestock.
Another Gilt that I've been fortunate enough to feed from day one, since this is my daughter. Gilt's done a lot of winning. We've loved this Gilt their entire life. One that, and honestly, and Miles said it best, this one weighs 350 pounds. She's fresh as a daisy. She doesn't look old. She doesn't look stale. She's good in her chest floor. She's good in her knee. Yeah, she's 350 pounds, and I understand that sometimes we have a stopping point on these things, but this Gilt right here is ready to breed now. Doesn't have a big hole in her. She's got some ribs, she's got some body, and I can attest to you, she'll eat anything you put in front of her, and she's going to make you good show pigs.
Lot 37, James Flowers with a light cross, a high horse Wham, bred by Reeves and Smythe.
Another one that I've been fortunate enough to control since the day she started. This one's actually a quarter Yorkshire, so you can do a lot of different things with this one. You're going to get a lot of white in the pedigree. There was There was white gilts. I bred this one to try to make some white bears, but it was a bunch of white gilts and some blue bears. But this was another one. She's got hair dripping off of her. You see the root of this one's tail, and that tells you a lot in this pig deal. If they got a big tail root, they're going to generate. She's got a big forearm. Miles knocked her a little bit on her chest floor, and I understand that because that's something we struggle with in the solid white one. But again, another one. If you can make solid white bears that are built like this, that look like this, that have the back shape like that, the tail root like that, the skull shape like that, they're going to be hard to beat.
Just a nice, functional, solid white one there. Lot 38, Katie Littlejohn, promotion Rusty Cage from Fischbacher. Another one here that I think a promotion, looks like a promotion out here in terms of stoutness of feature. She's dense there in her center body. Again, then we look at Rusty Cage and think, oh, how many times do we see that back on the south side of things? This one here's got some life left in her. Another one, as we said, we don't want to sound repetitive, but you got to love this one just from the side. She comes at you wide. She's picture perfect from the side in terms of her silhouette. That's going to get you catching a pin. Try to make show bears that look like that time and time again. You're going to be in the hunt.
And another one, Fischbacher. Man, Chris does an impeccable job up there at getting these things ready. Man, the hip and hind leg on that one's absolutely incredible. Lot 39's rolling in the ring.
Lot 39, Bree Nolan, Limitless Sure Thing from Broken In Show Pigs.
That's another one. It's a homegrown one that broke in. That is her and her dad and her mother. They live there in Stephenville. I've also, another one of these, I've had the privilege. Erath County and then Jack County and Hamilton County showed up and showed out today. So I've seen a lot of these pigs in person at different stages of their life. And this Gilt had a really good early jackpot career. I think she had an injury sidelined her in the middle of the year, and she really ended up out here doing a lot of good things. We talked about spots. This one's a versatile one. We show by breed classification in the Southwest. That one right there can make Poland bears that can go and be rugged and stout and hairy and go win stuff.
Alexander Feltz back once again with a Chester, blue collar, making deals from C4 Show Pigs.
I'm telling you, I talked to Reggie earlier, and he told me this young man had a set, and boy, he was not lying. C4 is out there, and I think, not 100% sure, but I think they might have, this one's mother may have sold here last year, brings about 4,000, I want to say. But I do like this Gilt, another one. I guess she's kind of nursing injury. He told me she wasn't moving as good as she needed to be, but that don't belong to her. She's going to get over that. But one, its hip and hind leg from her blade back is absolutely incredible. The way their hip and hind leg moves, her range of motion there is very good. You know, these Chesters they struggle sometimes getting a little tighter hipped and a little wonky there. That one doesn't do that at all. That one's going to make some stuff.
Lot 41, Fisher Edwards with a Duroc, Rocksteady, Piranha, F2 Genetics, and Trey Flores.
And then Flores boys sold a pair of boars at the Syndicate for about $260,000 back in the fall. And everybody that I've talked to that's seen those boars in person said they're absolutely incredible. This is not related to them, but they got a really good red program down there. This Gilt comes from my county. We saw Fisher show this thing at the county show. She wins a class. She was very immature there. Boy, she's done the right thing since the 1st of January. She's turned into quite the lady there. And her chest floor is absolutely incredible. Her hip, her hind leg, another one. Not to sound repetitive, man, but when you're looking for females, you need a good hip and hind leg. You need a big chest floor. You need some skeletal width. You need one that looks like she's going to lay down and have pigs. Underline's incredible. Hip and hind leg's incredible. That thing right there, very good pig.
Next one in the ring is Hattie Butler once again. Got a calico here, an eye-opener, pass the hat, next play, bred by TKO Genetics and Kyle Hicks. Another Gilt here that I've seen quite often here on the jackpot side of things, and I know Chase Witt helps again, this young lady here with her projects. Again, another one that we love her from the side. You get one that commands your attention and is just so unique in terms of how that silhouette that she paints you, that unique picture on her head and neck set. We get up on top of that one. She's got a round turn to her cage, big, wide, rolled up back, wide hip, square, athletic from her pin to her hock to the ground. Again, Kyle Hicks, another good hogman that's been at it for a while.
TKO's does a great job, but being a calico, this color, very versatile. You can make some good white bears with this one. You can add the things they need, like the chest floor. You can add some width, some dimension. That's a very versatile pig there.
Lot 43, Landry Foy with a Kong Wide Awake from Nate Jaworski Show Pigs.
Another gilt that I've had the privilege of feeding since she was first bought, and Landry has done a remarkable job with this gilt. One that comes to us just busted open in her chest floor. When you look at this thing from the side, cast a beautiful silhouette. She comes at you with a big square chest. She's got a big hard back. Muscle is not something this gilt's ever needed a single day in her life. But when she goes and she steps and takes a huge step. You get in behind this gilt, and yeah, she's out on the corners. I don't call her too wide. I call her the kind you need to scare you just enough to make good show bearers.
Lot 44, Colby Florence with a Chester Tidal Wave WD-40, bred by my co-pilot Cole Reeves.
Another one of these bred by RSG. We just keep the sows in mind of Melissa's name because it's cheaper than transferring them all. One of these that I've had the privilege of seeing, again, at different stages in her life, and the mother to this one actually comes from Clint. This is basically a West Texas genetics gilt here because that Tidal Wave's from Clint. Her mother comes from Clint. This one's mom had a successful run 2 summers ago. Ends up winning class at the state fair and goes on and wins a class there at the Heart of Texas Fair as a big pig. This would be her first litter. But man, you look at this one and her crest is good. This thing, and honestly, I think she got beat earlier because she was getting a little tired on us in class and want to struggle. But man, when you weigh 325 pounds, there's no choice. I mean, that thing is stout, big-legged, busted open, can make some good show bearers.
Lot 45, Courtney Williams with, I believe, the 4th out spot, Kronos Big Daddy from Loudermilk. I actually bought this one for the young lady here, and as Cole's probably quick to tell you, this one here's dual purpose here in the Southwest in terms of just the color that she gives you, and that's one of the things that I absolutely love about her. I think this one's just killer from the side. If you can make some, I don't care if they're spots, Polands, whatever, when they look like this with that type of stoutness of skull, chest, but still being athletic, those things are going to be very, very good. You got Kronos on the top of Brady Jennings. He's absolutely on fire here in the Southwest on the spots side of things, and then from the Loudermilks, very, very good spotted guys there. Lot 46, Alexandria Huseman, cold-blooded, quite elite, bred by Phillips Show Pigs and Cooper Phillips out of Marlow, Oklahoma.
Cooper Phillips has the absolute best sow herd in the country. He will tell you that every time you talk to him. I absolutely love Cooper and going by his house. I love this pig when she come out in class. I see her again here today, and man, I still love her just as much. And the Huseman girls do an incredible job of getting these things fed, getting these things fit. This one goes across the ring, man. She's big. And some may want to say she's long-bodied. I say she's about perfect in her proportions for her height ratio. That one right there has got a great big hind leg that can really use. She stretches it way out behind her and way up in front of her belly button.
Lot 47, Avery Mares, a fuel case close, bred by Mares Show Pigs. Another one we see Hunter send to the ring.
And man, Hunter never does a bad job sending them here. This one comes out in that lightweight division, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
This one comes out as like 3rd out, 4th out in that lightweight division in the heaviest class. And you see this one from the side, and I don't know if you can paint a prettier picture of one. Just her lines are level, they're correct. She's good in her chest floor. She's got great big square toes on her. One that's got a good hind leg. You could do a lot of things with this one. I absolutely love this gilt. Another one, she's got a lot of miles left in her, guys. I know we got Expo, we got the Kansas City Spring Show, we got Summertime Conference. There's people that are shopping for that. They want pigs this size. Let's latch on to that one. That's a good pig.
Lot 48, Landon Robertson, above all, legacy, rising star genetics. I haven't talked to Heath, but I think this might be out of one of the gilts they bought from us a couple years ago, right out of this sale that goes back to the MB with Kevin Mock and those guys up there at Lockman's got him now at the legacy side of things. That gilt won a bunch there. There's a lot of power in the blood here. Again, this gilt is just absolutely incredible. When you talk about head and neck set for that breed, to tie that high into her blade, she's got plenty of turn there. She's really square, flexible.
When you talk Berkshire females, there's nobody that's won more and sold more high-end females that have produced than the guy sitting next to me, Mr. Lange. And I remember this one's mother. I think John Jones showed her, if I'm not mistaken. Love that pig. Got a little pricey for me. I would have owned her if she hadn't.
Lot 49, Kason Carter, Waymaker, Deal With It, bred by Lange Livestock. And again, I was lucky enough to raise this one. This one's mother actually came from Royal Crown Show Pigs, Hofer, Indiana, and that one's mother's litter mate won a bunch a few years ago. I believe was actually reserve champion 3 or 4 years back out of this sale. And again, Waymaker, I knew wanted to tie into females here. This gilt's wide, she's stout, she's busted open, plenty powerful. Didn't really want to eat real well for us here in the last day or two, and don't let that hurt you one bit. She's super stout, one that's got plenty of power. She's athletic here, one that I think makes show bears all day long. That one was my dad's favorite, and of course it's the last one to leave the house. Lot 50, Rachel Gavlik, Whiteout Roll Call by Myers Show Pigs.
Rachel here, I just asked her and she confirmed this was the reserve light cross at the grandstand in Kerrville, and that whiteout boar stands there at Clance that Brandon and I raised. Man, that thing was a litter mate to the reserve, to the champion lightweight division Yorkshire at Houston last year. There's a boar and stud there at Dustin Shuffler's. There's a boar and stud at 333, and that thing's done a good job. This gilt right here, I saw her in class, another one. She's tall shoulder, she extended, she's good looking. Rachel brings us a really good set of pigs. This one right here's got hair, and hair to spare. A lot of white, and this one's pedigree on the sire side. Rachel, very good at driving pigs, very bad at driving pickups.
Lot 51, Allie Hamilton, Smash Factor Outsider from Burling.
Cody Burling there, got a boar stud there in southern Indiana. Great guy, does a great job, and honestly probably overworks himself for the amount of sows and everything he has. I talk to Cody on a regular basis, being part of our primo team there. We get to spend some time on conference calls, but it's another one of those gilts. You look at this one from the side. She casts an absolutely amazing silhouette. She's tall-shouldered. She's attractive. You get in there behind her. Man, she doesn't disappoint you there. She's got some width and some dimension. This one right here has got a hind leg that's real bendy. She's got a correct set to her hock. She's got some extension. I like this gilt a lot.
Lot 52, Gerald Henderson, Berkshire, Blacksmith to the Moon, bred by Trace McBride Show Pigs.
Trace actually texted me about this gilt earlier. Trace is one of those guys, if you don't probably see his pigs on Snap a lot, he does a real good job of making sure that they are well presented, well taken care of. Let me see what Trace had told me. He said this is a Blacksmith to the Moon one. Mom's sisters were reserved at the Elite second both rings here last year. Only other time this gilt was shown, I guess, was with her county. She was champion Berkshire. Another one of those that's just kind of immature in her build. She's actually got a lot of life left in her. Unfortunately, we're kind of done on her end of things here. But one, you look at this gilt, she's stout about her mug, but she's still clean in her throat latch. She's got some extension. Her hip and hind leg, the way she reaches and flexes and just sits him down there, you can't beat one like that. Lot
53, Cannon Barker. This one's an early warning, again, bred by Cannon Barker, Flat Rock Genetics.
I guess Cannon's dad, Craig, had texted me earlier a little something on this gilt. Craig, I think this one is out of the gilt. I think the grandma of this one would have been this champion purebred back in 23 that these guys end up buying back, and Barker breeds the one earlier we come in who said had hair dripping off him, and this one right here is not too far from it. This thing's super hairy. If you look at her, she's from her blade to her blade down to the ground there. She's level, she's square, she's got a big forearm, her toes are good. Everything's points in the right direction. These red ones, guys, they're hard to make good ones. They're hard to make them flexible, sound, big-legged like that. That's a female you want to grab a hold of.
Lot 54, Bryson Nichols, Man Up, Ruthless, Double B Genetics, again, another homegrown one there. Ruthless, man, we've talked about that one being very, very popular. Now you see it here on the south side. I believe Man Up is a cob-bred boar there as well. One that you got to look at her from just a stout skull there, bold at her forearm and blade. She's got a big, wide hip. Another one that's got a lot of life left in her. She comes at you just so wide and pried apart in her chest. She's got a big, wide, square back, big, bendy hind leg. Another one with some life left if you want to keep showing there. A very nice gilt here from the Double B Genetics.
Double B Genetics.
Lot 55, Slade Andre, Woke, Cash Money from Bottleberg.
So this is one of my partner's pigs there of the Bottleberg farm. This one's grandma would have been reserved light cross right here in 2023. The mother to this one would have been the third out light cross at OYE in 2024. Bottleberg's done a good job putting together a set of crossbred sows there. This is another one that he's not going to let a lot of gilts go. Just doesn't like to. This is a gilt you get a hold of. I guarantee you that the young man told me earlier she's been on matrix. She's ready to breed. She's got some rib shape, some body shape. Just hard to poke a hole in that one, and that's a big bodied, ready to go pig right now. Very good gilt.
Lot 56, Kevin Cheshire. No hesitation by all means from West Texas Genetics. Cole, I saw this gilt come through the sift pit, and I told Clint I thought that one was going to be very, very hard to turn, very, very hard to get around. One, I think, just for the Yorkshire breed from this side. I don't care if you're making Yorkshires, Barras, Gilts, whatever, White Crosses. That one from the side, you've got to tie into a really, really fast. For that breed to be that stout, that dense, is very, very unique.
Grandmother, this one is a lone times litter mate, and Clint's just starting a Yorkshire program there. Leave it to Clint to just master every breed he tries. Another incredibly good female there.
Lot 57, Jesse 3, Chester Hills, hands down, cover up, bred by Chad and Misty Hill.
That Hill firm up there in Lubbock is no stranger to the Duroc game. They're no stranger to the Chester game. Another one that I've been fortunate enough to see a few times throughout their career and just their different stages. I guess that helps us be able to talk of a big body gilt. Got some feature there in their front forearm. One that's just flat out can get and go.
Lot 58, Cason Williams. Just one look, picture this from Mike Clay, a guy that's been around a long, long time, a good true hogman here that's going to have one that looks like a Mike Clay pig, just the one that's super, super stout. Again, a guy that's been in there. He knows how to breed hogs. He's been in the business for a while, won a lot of banners. This gilt's going to follow that mold in terms of just width between her eyes and her stoutness of skull. That one's a dense, deep-sided gilt that comes at you with a big, wide toe spread as she hits the surface. Plenty of power, bends that hind leg way far back behind her tail root. A very, very high quality gilt there from Mike Clay.
And Mike Clay's another one of those guys where everybody was selling high dollar baby pigs, and he was steady, sitting there slowly fixing them, making them better so he could start beating everybody.
Lot 59 from Paige Marshall, different league, King Henry from West Texas Genetics.
Another West Texas Genetics hog, and obviously if you guys don't know who West Texas Genetics is, you've been living under a rock. Clint brings us another absolutely incredible female there, and I know that a lot of times when you think West Texas Genetics, crossbreds aren't the first thing to come to your mind, but I've been to Clint's house several times. He's got a really good set of crossbred sows. He's on his way up there. He says, hey, I got to start making crossbreds. I want to win shows. I'm tired of just winning breeds. I want to win shows. I want to have the one people talk about when they leave and drive home. I think he made one here when you look at this one. Guys, get in here. That one's got some belly. She's got some ribs. She's got some body, some width. She still handles it all absolutely great.
Lot 60, Ian Barron, far and wide roll call, tricked out from Tres Amigos.
This is another one of those gilts that I've been fortunate enough to feed since day one. We found this gilt at Trey. She's a little fuzzball in the corner. Fell in love with her. This gilt actually won Palapena County. She would have been second in class there at Fort Worth. She ends up third here today down there in the division. One, you get this one from the side. This one is incredible as the way her built, her lines, her length to hip, her tight to shoulder. This is another one of those gilts. She comes out of that heavy division. She comes out of the last class. She's big. She's broody. She's ready to breed, guys. If you want something, you can go home, breed, lay down, have babies this summer, get a quick ROI. Let's get on this lot 60.
Lot 61, Madison Dean. I believe this was fifth out spot. Gambler, Speak Up from Winter Circle Show Pigs, Levi Montgomery. This is the one that this young lady's mother and I found online, one of Levi's cells there. I challenge you to find a spotted female with that broad of a back, that deep and true round whiskey barrel turned to her cage. She's off the side. Miles taught this one in class that she's so loose in her skeleton, it almost works to her disadvantage where she wants to sway and slope in her top line. You look at her, she comes at you. That's a big wide mug, pried apart in this one's chest. That one's a very, very dense, high quality gilt that has a flexible, bendable hind leg. Again, hair dripping off of her for days.
And guys, in the spot deal, if you can find one that's just that loose skeleton that also has that much body and rib, these things want to get a little flatter body, they want to get a little tighter in their heart on us, and it's spot breed now. But that one right there is the exact opposite of that. That's going to fix some problems in the spots.
Lot 62, OG, quite frankly, blurred 40-2. Again, Cooper Phillips, Marlow, Oklahoma.
Another Cooper Phillips consignment here. And man, I saw this when we were taking a picture, and I thought, how did this one get so far down in a sell order? This thing has got an incredibly huge back with a ditch in it. You get down there, you get right over the top over. It's square. She comes right at you. She's got a good chest floor. One of those, another one that comes out of that big division. This one's ready to go to work, guys. She's ready to breed now, and she's not going to get you in a ditch. You can go do a lot of things with this one. You can breed her to a lot of boars. When this one goes across there, man, she's really deep there in her heart girth. She's really deep in her rib. She's got a lot of turn to her upper rib cage. But at the same time, she's got some features to her. She's got some features. She looks like a lady, but she looks like a big one that's got some big-time feature.
Lot 63, Colt Kaysen, Light Cross, Scar, In-Game, Flat Rock Genetics.
That's another one of these, another one of those Craig Barker pigs there in Stephenville. This one right here, I didn't watch the light crosses too much as we had a lot of Berkshires going at the same time. I did get a chance to come over and just watch a little bit of it. I like this Gilt as she comes out here today. This is actually my first time seeing her. Put this Gilt right here, when you look at her, she's big, she's hairy, she's got a huge forearm in her. And to me, when you look at these pigs, the way you can tell is they're going to generate the type of bone, the size bone they got. You judge them. They got a big forearm. It carries down to their ankle and toe. That's a good sign of a generating bone. That's a good pig right there.
Lot 64, Ricky McLean, Beatbox, Ray Charles, Cracker, Stork Livestock, Macon Stork.
Another one of those gilts that I've seen several times throughout growth stages of her life, being from my hometown. I actually saw this pig at Macon's when she was a little pig. Another one of those, she's calico. That beatbox deal's pretty white. You can do a lot of things with this one. You can make white pigs. You can make belted pigs. When this one comes at you, she's good in her chest floor. She's really clean about her neck. For her to have as much center body and rib shape and be so soft and pliable there, she's still good about her head and neck. She's tight in her throat latch. She's good in her crest. That's a gilt right there that's big. She's ready to go to work, boys.
That's a breeding piece there that's really far down the line, folks. Study that pig there, lot 64. A little further in the lineup, but a very, very high-quality hog. Our last one here, lot 65, Jesse Hartnett, a Fuel Next Play, bred by Reeves and Smythe again.
Another gilt, and I've been fortunate enough to see videos of and see her entire life. And this is my favorite of that litter when they were at Brandon's house out here. I went there and saw them. The mother of this one they called Nellie. She wins a class at her county. She goes down. I think she wins a class at San Antonio. We buy her back. Done a very good job for her. This one's tall-shouldered. She's attractive. She's good-looking. And this pig is actually a younger pig. This is not an old pig. This is a younger pig that had some growth to her, that's got some good about her. You look at this one, she's good in her bone work, she's flexible, her skull shape is absolutely incredible. That one's got a lot of good parts and pieces to her. We've said it all night, guys. There's one ready to go to work. There's nothing wrong with that pig. That's a very good pig, a good breeding piece. Latch on to her. Let's go make some money.
A very, very high-quality sale offering tomorrow night, folks, will be on sellring.live. Please tune in there if you have questions. Cole Reeves, Jacob Lange, Clint Hoffman, reach out to us, guys. We'd be happy to talk them and discuss them with you. Very, very high-quality set. 1,100 gilts showed up. We've got the top 65 to offer. Thank you.